Hey gang, James Harnsberger here, and welcome to Wealth by Design. Today, I'm excited because we've got two guests that we're going to give you an opportunity to get a different perspective. And I think where I want you to start from is just take in the information and look at, sort of listen to the story a little bit, but think about how you can relate to that in things that come up every day in our life, and we call them maybe roadblocks or walls or whatever. The things that we face really are not the things that we face. What we really face are the challenges of what we're going to do to get through to the next side. Get through the wall, get over the wall, under the wall, around the wall. If that doesn't work, blow the damn wall up. I don't know. So just listen from that perspective and relate. I have Alan Divinagracia and I have Stephen Ranger, and they have two different perspectives. They're in two different generations. They have two different backgrounds. And I think it's important because oftentimes we ask, well, what do I do? Where do I start? Those are good questions, but I'm going to suggest there's a different question. So I'll come back around and I'll tell you what that different question is. Ellen, let's start with you. You've got a story that's common to tens of millions of people in America. And I think oftentimes what can be frustrating, and I know I get a little wound up sometimes, isn't it funny, though, that when we're born here in this country, how much of what we take for granted every day, as compared to someone like yourself who came from another country, the Philippines, right,
Yes.
to America because of the opportunities and those kinds of things that we're talking about, right?
That's correct.
So why don't you take a little bit of time and just kind of tell us your story? How'd that work?
Okay. 30 years ago, I was in the Philippines and finished college, and I can see myself staying in the Philippines or living in the Philippines. So I heard America is a land of opportunity. So I told myself, I want to go there. So I did everything I could. I applied 3 times that I apply, and then the last time I apply, I wake up like midnight, travel to Manila, 4 hours from my province, raining, standing up on the street. The water is above the knee. 8 o'clock is the American embassy is
Yeah,
open.
just for your
Yeah,
information, you call that raining. In America, we call that a flood. Yeah, that's not raining. That's when it's up when it's like that, that's raining.
yeah.
When it's up to your knee, you need a
Oh,
boat, yeah, that's a flood.
yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah. So, but we walk on the flood. We stand up in there. Then finally, 8 o'clock they open. People start moving, going inside. When 2 hours later, it's my turn.
Wow.
It's
So
my
we're like 8 hours into this now.
yes. So I have all my documents. I have all the papers that they required, and I'm excited because I have everything.
Yes, I'd be excited too.
So man, I'm thinking about I'm gonna be in America, so I'm so excited. So I present my paper, my passport on the little window like that. They go through my paper, and then they took my passport and they stop deny.
Wow.
If only they knew what you did to get to
Denied.
Denied. So I shocked and I turned red, and then I look at the consul, says, why? I said, you're denied. The next, no. I said, I don't know why you're denying me. I have everything. So no, you're denied. So next, no, I'm not gonna live here until you tell me why I'm denied. I have everything. What's missing in my paperwork? And then the lady that's helping me is start blasting because I won't leave. The security is holding my hand. Said, no, I won't leave. Then he grabbed my passport, went inside. And then when I come back, they already approved.
So they had to go to a supervisor,
Yeah,
and then they stamped it approved.
approved. And I found out that the lady that helping me is a daughter of one of the consul inside.
Oh.
So and that's how I found that. So when I see my passport approved, it's like
That just sucks.
yeah, it's like
the lady that was helping you was the daughter of one of the consulates
Yep.
inside the office.
Inside the office.
And got her hair in a knot over whatever. And so then let me get this right. Your destiny for your life was interrupted because she got her panties in a knot. Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And but coming over here, I did everything because that is my desire to come
Right.
over here. That's my third application. That's my if I that's not only going to Manila is not only the embassy going to Manila, get your passport,
Right, right.
get everything. So maybe like about 20 times. I did that 20 times to just to get here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because you have to go there, get your passport, get your MBA clearance, get everything. It's from
How long did that take you to do that 20-time gig?
it's probably around 8 to 9 months
Gee.
that go there because that's my that's what I want. That's my desire. So I did everything I could just to get it.
Wow. Now, man, geez, I would have just jumped off the cliff. I mean, I don't know. So now you're approved,
Yes.
and Little Miss Princess
Yeah.
is like too bad, right? Now you're coming to America. I love that movie,
Yep.
Eddie Murphy, Coming
Yep.
to America, right? Now you're coming to America, and as I understand it, it's like wintertime, and you're flying to Colorado, right?
Yes. Yep.
Boy, are you gonna get tell us
Yeah,
about how that
because
works.
I born in the Philippines, tropical country. I stay in Guam for 10 years, and then I decided to go to Colorado Springs because I get a job in Hewlett Packard in Colorado
At
Springs.
Hewlett Packard.
Yes.
All right.
So,
Awesome. Cool.
December, I have no idea what's in Colorado. It's like I went there, just my normal.
It's not tropical in December.
It's just my normal clothes, slack, leather shoes,
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
long sword. So I fly from because I catch my my flight in Manila. I went from
Right.
Guam to Manila and then LA, to Denver. When I get to Denver, when the airplane is landing, I look on the window. Wow, all the roof is painted white.
All the roofs are painted white. Yeah. No, we call that snow, but you're about to find that out.
So,
Go ahead.
wow, so I landed like that. When I go out, I almost fell because all this snow on the ground. So, and then I went and I go back because it's so cold. I can't take the cold.
Yeah, freeze your
Yeah,
ass off.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cold.
yeah,
it's
it's-
not tropical.
my friend, it's picking me up from the Denver, then go to Colorado Springs. Said, "Oh man, it's you have a jacket?" I said, "No, I don't have a jacket. Nobody told me that this is."
You came from
Yeah.
a tropical environment. You don't have jackets.
Yeah, I don't
right?
have jacket. So when when we pick up on the Denver and then went to I think it's JCPenney
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
buy a clothes and I wear two jackets because it's too cold.
Right. If you're not used to
Yeah,
it,
and,
yeah.
yep. And when I get there, I already have a
You
job.
already had a job lined
Yeah,
up with
I
Hewlett
lined up,
Packard. You
yes.
had a place to
I
stay.
have the places there.
And so now we're in America, and you're going to be working on your citizenship, and we'll come back to that
Yeah.
at some point. But I think the point that I want to make, and I think which is like just so cool about this, once you got it in your head, I'm going to America, and somebody told you no, Miss Princess,
Yeah.
whatever, right? You didn't let that stop you.
Oh no.
You did whatever it took because you were coming here. You played
Yeah.
by the rules, but you did whatever it took, right?
Yes.
So tell me about looking back to that experience. Tell me how that helped you or helps you today in terms of confidence. How does that help you with confidence?
Yeah, it really helped you because when you think something that you want to go there, you will do everything to go there.
Right.
No one will stop you.
Right.
You need to go there and work back, or you can just find a way how to get there.
When you
No-
say go there and work back, you're talking about starting in your mind with where you want to be and then work back the
Work back,
steps.
yes.
Sort of reverse
Yeah,
engineer.
reverse
right?
engineer,
All right,
'cause
cool.
Doing that, it's more faster
Okay.
to get there rather than finding your way
It's faster,
to get there.
more
Yes,
efficient.
that's
Okay,
correct.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. Man, what a great story. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, that's like throwing rocks and bricks, the kitchen sink, the tub, a truck. That's like throwing everything at you. 9 months to get to that point, and then you got somebody with their hair in a knot for whatever reason. It's just like, man, I don't think you realize probably 99,000 people out of 100,000 would have just gone off the cliff and given up.
Yeah. Yep.
So you really must have wanted to come here.
Yes, that's my desire
Yeah.
to come over here.
Man, that is just awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit that just That's why we do this, because that's the kind of stuff that inspires people. That's the kind of stuff that inspires me. I mean, you're an inspiration because, you know, you get up in the morning and you whine and bitch and moan about this not working and blah, 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 blah. I mean, think about the people think about you and your story. What if you just said, no, screw it, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna, I'll just give up?
Yep.
Yeah. So giving up's a choice. You decided to use a
Yep.
different choice. You were going to come here.
Yes.
That's awesome. Stephen, what struck me most about your story is the same thing like Alan. And so what I'd like you to do is just let's have a conversation about what you do, how that kind of evolved, and kind of as you sit here today, because Alan sort of has been through this whole program. You're just now learning about it for the first time, and we'll come back and talk about that more. But where you're at today, the gig that you're working in your tree gig, and kind of where you're headed to in the next couple of years, and just start anywhere you want.
Well, so ever since I got out of high school, I mean, I witnessed a lot of my friends pretty much was handed to them on a silver platter everything, jobs, you know, money. I didn't have a car until I got out of high school,
Okay.
and all my friends had cars, everything, and I was kind of forced to branch out and do things on my own.
Hustle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that made me who I am today, as I'd like to believe a very strong man, because everything that I've earned, everything that I have, clothes on my back, car that I have now, I earned on my own. I
Right.
didn't have any help from nobody.
Right.
I never asked for any crazy favors, or I never had any big loans.
Right. Right.
I always worked really hard to achieve all the things that I have. And so getting having this job that I have now has made me realize a lot of things. And one of those things is that you can work really, really hard for a really long time, and you can expect a lot of great outcomes by working hard, but that only lasts so long, because you'll become tired. And
And then you get old.
for me, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to be old.
So just to let you know, you
Not right now.
will get old. Yes.
Hopefully way later. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I've been starting to feel that I am, you know, having old tendencies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have neck stiffness, or you know, my back's a little sore. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, but you got a crazy job, dude. I mean, you climb up trees like a monkey, right?
Yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
I'm not talking about like 3 or 4 feet, right? These are like 60,
No,
70
yeah,
feet.
the highest I climbed was 75 feet, and that was the
Jeez.
scariest thing that I've experienced. But I'm up in it and
I'm not
looking
even
down.
climbing on a stool, right? That's that. Yeah, I mean,
You
I
can't
don't
climb
even
on a
get on the
stool.
merry-go-round.
You gotta step slowly, huh?
No, not me. Sorry, I'm going to hire you and I'll pay you whatever you need to get up that tree.
Yeah,
So
it's
tell me a
been
little bit about how
experience.
that kind of gave you, you know, maybe let's just for lack of a better term, that gives you kind of a sense of direction, because you're doing it yourself, right? What
Yeah.
you're saying is I do it myself. What I make is what I make, what I do is what I do, but I am because I do it, right?
Mhm.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So how
And
does that affect your direction, where you're going?
well, basically, I want to be going into a direction in life where I don't have to be doing hard labor.
Right.
I can be sitting here and having nice conversations with, you know, nice gentlemen
Cool
and
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
and doing that for a living versus, or, you know, owning my own company, what I am doing now. I can
Maybe taking over the
progress.
company because your
Exactly.
boss is probably in my age group, right?
Yeah, he's a little up there,
Yeah.
and
So all you boomers, pay attention. You don't have an exit strategy for your business. Get somebody like him, because it's a good plan to have
Yeah.
that next generation, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this generation is
Give me your boss's number. I'll give him a call.
yeah, right.
So tell me a little bit, because your generation and the one after you make up 180 million human beings. That's more than half this country. So tell me some of the challenges. I love the one, so we're going to get into it. You don't have to mention any names, but I just thought it was just funnier than shit. Um, So tell me about this one dating relationship experience, if you want to call it a relationship. I don't know, something like that. Kind of tell me. It was just funnier than shit. But tell me how that worked out.
Yeah, it was the strangest thing that's happened to me. It's actually never happened
Girls,
to me.
pay attention. Ladies, pay attention.
Yeah, and so I met this girl, and she had the whole deal. She was pretty, she was funny, and this was a while ago. Probably, I think it was before I even had this job. But the first thing she asked me when we first met, and we're sitting here just like we are now, having coffee or whatever, and she asked me, what do I do for a living?
She asked you what you do.
What do I do for a living?
Yeah. What
And
she meant to say is, how much money do you make?
exactly,
But go
how
ahead.
much money do you make?
I
And
just
so
think
I
that's
thought
funnier
about
than
that.
shit.
Right. I'm thinking like that's not a bad question. You're a girl that wants to know if you're dating a man or a boy.
Right,
At least that's how I perceive it.
right.
No, she just she thinks she wanted to be a little sugar baby because
No,
when
she didn't want to know if you were a soy boy or a man. What she wanted to know was what your financial statement, what your net worth, and how much cash flow you have.
exactly
Yeah.
whether she could live comfortably not doing anything and while I'm
That's just funnier than
out
shit.
working and slaving.
And what I love about you
I was not
is
down for that.
you fucking got that. I mean, you actually, by the way, I just
Mm-hmm.
a little pause here. If you are offended by adult language, and I drop an F-bomb once in a while, then you
Does it
can
a lot.
then you can turn the fucking volume down just a little bit so your little precious ears won't be offended, not be offended. So anyway, go ahead.
Yep. And so I kind of asked her, well, I have goals.
Right.
I have a very prestige mindset of what I think where I should be later on in life, but I don't make, I probably make little under 30,000 a year.
Right now.
And that's I think that's after taxes.
Yeah.
After everything. So I'm not making a lot on my income tax. But I am alone. I have no kids. I'm not married. Never was married.
Right.
And so I have so much room and space to grow.
And so you're still kind of figuring that out.
Right. And I guess she just felt intimidated by that or something. I don't know what it was because the next day, never heard back from her.
Well, and she probably saved you a lot of
I
money and
definitely
a lot of
dodged
wasted time.
a bullet because
So,
if I would have
anonymously one day, just write her a thank you card. Don't sign it, but just a nice thank you card, because
Right.
that's the universe kind of getting you out of the way of a disaster.
yes.
And so what's cool about you, I just thought it was funnier than shit. What I liked about that is you got that. You understood that. And most people won't, because most people won't even have the conversation, right?
Yeah.
You've been in that
Yes.
situation, right?
Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about one of your experiences, because I know it happens, right? It happens to everybody. Right?
Yeah, because most of the ladies is they want to know what you do. They want to know in some reason. I don't know why they want to know what you do, and of course what you
Well,
said. They see
I just told you why
Yeah.
they want to know what you do.
There's a million
For them,
reasons.
for them.
Look, okay, so let me give you the example. So you're the lady asking you what you do, right? I work at McDonald's, right?
Exactly.
Or I own 3 McDonald's franchises. That's what she wants to know. And there's nothing wrong. Gals, don't get me. Don't
There's no in
start
between.
pissing and moaning, right? Just chill. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. That's how it works. So let's just have the
Yeah.
conversation. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
If you work at McDonald's, she's probably not interested. And that's good.
Yeah.
She's got higher, she's shooting for a higher star, right? If you own 3 McDonald's franchises, she just kind of wants to know that.
Yeah.
So that's just the polite way of saying, can I see your financial statement and credit score? Right?
Where's your savings?
Yeah, and just save the time. Just carry your
yeah.
financial statement on your little device and your credit score, and then just when she asks the question, say, here it is, right?
So they're saying that if you work in McDonald's flipping burger, I'm just riding bus. But if you have 3 franchises, I'm driving Mercedes.
Yeah, right. And so today you do drive a
Yeah.
Mercedes,
Yes,
right?
yes,
yeah.
I do. Yeah.
And you do own a business,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
Yes,
that's
I do.
very different.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to the question.
Yeah.
And I don't fault the question. I think the question's a valid question.
That's correct.
What you're looking for, I think, is a little bit more intellectual honesty to ask the real question.
Yeah.
it's sort of this weeding out in the selection process, if you will.
That's correct.
And you see a lot more of that, but it's been around for as long as we've been around.
Yeah.
Guys and gals have been around. That's been around. What's different right now, and I think why it's more prevalent, particularly in your generation, is that there's more this feeling of uncertainty. There's this feeling of things aren't so stable sometimes.
Yep.
I think this COVID thing just threw everybody in under the bus, right? We shut down the country, right? Everybody's like afraid they're going to get cooties or something. And I don't mean to belittle that, but I'm just saying, I think it shook people's confidence a little bit. And so what I'm trying to do is get us back on track so we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
And my Wealth by Design is really about how you want to design your financial life. And I think that's important. That's an important conversation. She was looking at how she's designing her financial life.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
her financial life is hooking her train car to your train and going on for the ride. Well, that's fine. Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be a ride, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But not the kind of ride where you're pulling all the weight all the time. This is
Exactly.
kind of a joint. What you're saying is it's a joint. I think you're both saying
Yes.
it's a joint thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
So talk about that a little bit. What do you
I
mean by
shouldn't
joint?
have to be shoveling more coal in my train to get it to run
Yes.
harder and faster and stronger. It
Well,
should
she's in the
be-
back having cocktails.
Exactly. You
Right.
should have your own coal bucket when you
Yeah,
come
get
on
your
board.
own coal bucket. Yeah, get your fucking hands dirty. Right.
Exactly.
Right. How about you?
Something.
Yeah, like what you said is she is designing her own financial life, not supposed to be our financial life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's three people in
Yeah.
any relationship
Yeah.
or marriage, right? There's the one person married in a relationship with the other person, and then there is the combined relationship of those
those
two
two.
people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
There's you, her or him, and us.
Yes.
Right? And so what you're talking about, and you too, is if you're talking about me, that's not what you're looking at. You're looking at an us kind of
Us.
thing, right?
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
For,
Yep.
see, for me, I would rather most definitely be involved with an independent woman from the start
Right.
versus a woman that is not a woman because
That's what I
they
have.
want.
I have the greatest woman on the planet Earth. Listen to that. I do.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
best thing to have because they help you build.
Yeah.
You build a kingdom
Yeah.
within your life.
Absolutely.
You're not here to build a little cottage, a little
Right.
house, a little village. You want to expand your life and you want to grow.
You're in for the long play.
Yeah, travel the world or whatever it is. You don't want to be stuck in the city for the rest
So
of
let me
your
ask you a
life.
question. So then what I'm talking about really is more relevant because we're talking about your financial life, right?
Mhm.
If you're going to have that kind of financial life, wouldn't it be a good idea to start talking about or having the conversation of how it's going to be designed?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you?
It's right now learning about the financial freedom, mentoring me, and now it comes when somebody asks me that. Now I know how to handle the conversation.
You know how to handle the conversation.
Conversation.
Ask
Yep.
the right questions.
Ask the right
Yeah.
question. Ask
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
questions,
Or-
right?
Answer the questions that shift to the directions that you want to.
And by doing that, what you've done is, and we're not judging anything, and that's not
Yeah.
what I'm suggesting. We're just asking different questions,
Yeah.
right? It's allowing the other person to sort of separate out, and because if there's nothing in common at that level, why even have? I mean,
Yeah.
why have the date,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
So
Save
there-
your money, save your time.
There is interest there
Right.
in both of you. That's
There's
why there is
mutual interest, hopefully, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then Stephen, question for you, and then we're going to move to the next segment here in a minute. When you're looking at your job, and we got a little bit of chance to talk before we came on to the show. When you're looking at your job, and I suggested maybe a way to look at that is a ladder that escalates at some point the future leadership or maybe even a future ownership and working in that kind of situation. Tell me what your first instinct or your first thought was when I said that.
It almost made me feel like I was like you're speaking to a potential businessman,
Yeah.
and it's true because my boss has already been talking to me about how he wants me to have more responsibilities within the job. That
So
I'm
your
already
boss
doing.
is already having that conversation.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I got to tell
months
you.
ago. He's hey,
Oh,
you needed a certificate in your arborist. we need to do this. We need to start.
Bam.
You need to be an estimator. Go out and get bids
Bam.
for the job.
Bam.
And I'll hire 5 other guys to do the job.
Yeah, because you're a moneymaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've been here for almost 2 years, and you've worked here like you've worked like you've been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen you work harder than guys that I've had here, years ago.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not a big guy, and so
Right.
I have to work harder and more than most guys do.
So he's adopting the work smart and hard, but really he's already sort of grooming that opportunity of you taking more responsibility, take more leadership, so he can sort of. So he's thinking about that. That's why he's doing that.
Mhm.
He's thinking about that.
And while he's thinking about that, I'm thinking, how long is this going to take? How long is it going to take? Because I do have goals. I have set things in my life that I need right now. Because
Right.
my wants, those were gone out the window a long time ago.
I am so glad you said that, because that's why this program is here, because that is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn real quick. You're going to learn when and again, I'm going to disappoint you like the little girl, is that setting goals will never work, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to prove it. Okay. And those things are what we're taught by our parents, our moms and our dads, or
Or even in
stepmoms and
school.
stepdads, or mom and dad. Those things are instilled in us. And isn't it funny how the people who love us the most give us some of the worst advice? Because it doesn't work that way. All right, James Harnsberger here. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to move to the next segment, and we're going to get into this and really what to do. How does it work?